In this video, I'm going to explain how to play the game Zone Out by Logic Mills. For this activity, it is split into 3 different parts. In the first 2 parts, you're going to work together with your teams to try and get the fewest number of ping pong balls. And that then carries over to the 3rd part where you need to use those ping pong balls to try and complete one final activity and then hopefully win that and then win the whole game overall. So let me begin by first explaining how to play the first activity, which is called Height Equilibrium. For this game, what you need to do is begin by separating all of your players into groups of 5 to 6. These are then going to be the teams that they are going to play in for the rest of the game, so for all 3 activities. Once you have separated them into teams of 5 or 6, then you're going to begin the activity. The way that you play this game is the teacher is first going to tell them a certain height. For example, 150 centimeters or 151 centimeters. And then, as soon as she says that, all the players then need to try and get themselves to be 151 centimeters. That may mean that some people need to squat down, or some people need to go on their tippy toes, or even stand on a chair. And then as soon as all of the team members think that they have gotten everybody to that height, then they'll call out to the teacher to have her come and check whether or not they have successfully done this. If they are the first team to successfully do it, as in everybody is around that height, then they only get 1 ping pong ball. If they are the 2nd or 3rd team to complete this activity, they get 2 balls each, and then, per team. So if you're the first team, your team gets 1 ball. 2nd or 3rd team to complete it, you get 2. And if you are the 4th or 5th or more, then you get 3 balls per team. And this is how you play this first activity. You keep going until all of the teams have finished and gotten themselves to the correct height. With these balls, the teams will then keep it and move on to the 2nd activity, which is called the Category Challenge. In this Category Challenge, the teacher will begin by giving out a slip or a piece of paper that has a type of category on it. They'll give 1 to each team. So it could be something like types of trees, or birds, or team sports, or foods, or cuisines, any category. Then once she's given it out to everybody, 1 person in each team will look at the category and write down, so the teacher will give this to 1 person in each team. That person is not allowed to show the rest of the team what that category is. Instead, what that person must do is write down something that falls into that category. So for example, if I got birds and I'm in my team, I would have another piece of paper and I would write down something like, let's say, a pigeon. And then this is what I give my team members. Now they're going to discuss amongst themselves and hopefully quickly come up with what category I was given. So if my team is able to guess it, what my category is, within 1 or 2 guesses, our team receives 2 balls. If my players took 3 to 5 guesses, our team gets 3 balls. And if they took more than 5, then we get 4 balls. So all the groups will play this activity and then add whatever balls they got to the balls that they got in the first round, or the first activity, Height Equilibrium. Then we move on to the 3rd and final activity. This is the game that decides who the overall winner is. So for each team, what they're going to have is 2 buckets. You're going to put them a fair distance apart, with 1 being empty and 1 containing all of the balls that they gathered from the previous 2 games. These 2 buckets should be on 2 opposite sides of the room or quite a fair bit apart. Then the students are going to stand in between the buckets in one single row. The first player, once the timer is set, so all the teams should start at the same time, and once the timer starts, then the first player standing right next to this bucket will have the spoon. That player will then need to try and only use the spoon to lift up the ping pong ball. Once holding it, they will pass the spoon, which is holding the ball, to the next person, who will then pass it to the next person, and so on and so forth till the end, and the last person closest to the next bucket will dump it in. They will then need to pass the spoon all the way back to the start and do that whole process again. If at any point the ball drops onto the floor, they need to return both the spoon and the ball to the first person by the first bucket and do it again. Whichever team is the first team to move and carry all of their ping pong balls from this bucket to this bucket is the winning team. Now you see, if we had fewer balls, it would be easier for us to do this, but whichever team is the first one to move all of their own ping pong balls, no matter the quantity, from this bucket to that bucket, is the winning team. And that's how you play this activity. Thank you.